Hey guys, I've got a chilling case for you today that's been haunting Canada for 5 years. On December 15th, 2017, a realtor stumbled upon a scene straight out of a nightmare. In the basement of a luxurious Toronto mansion, beside an indoor swimming pool, lay the bodies of Barry and Honey Sherman, two of Canada's wealthiest and most prominent figures. This discovery would spark a mystery that, remains unsolved to this day, with a staggering $35 million reward now on the table. I think this case is going to leave you with more questions than answers. So let's get into it. The scene that greeted investigators was, well, it was as bizarre as it was disturbing. Barry, 75, and Honey, 70, were found fully clothed, seated side by side next to their basement pool. But, the really unsettling part? Belts were tied around their necks and attached to a nearby railing. It was as if they had been posed, left on display in a macabre tableau. The lack of forced entry only deepened the mystery. How could someone have accessed this secure, affluent neighborhood and entered the Sherman home without leaving a trace? Friends and associates reported not hearing from the couple for about 2 days prior to the discovery. To understand the impact of this case, we need to know who Barry and Honey Sherman were. Barry wasn't just wealthy. He was a titan of the pharmaceutical industry. In 1974, he founded Apotex, a company that would grow into a global generic drug giant. By the time of his death, Forbes estimated his worth at a staggering $3 billion. But the Shermans weren't just about making money. Honey was known for her extensive philanthropic work, and together, they were a power couple in Canadian society. They rubbed elbows with business moguls and political elites alike. Their vast network of connections and influence would later complicate the investigation, as the list of potential enemies or jealous associates grew longer and more complex. As with many high-profile cases, theories began to swirl almost immediately. Initially, there was speculation of a double suicide or even a murder-suicide. The police, trying to reassure the public, stated there were no signs of forced entry or robbery. But this approach, it backfired spectacularly. The Sherman children were outraged at the suggestion their parents might have taken their own lives.
Our parents never left anyone behind. They were taken from us.
We have sufficient evidence to describe this as a double homicide investigation.
The Sherman mansion, a sprawling 3-story dwelling, took weeks to thoroughly search. Complicating matters further was the absence of security cameras on the property. Investigators had to collect surveillance footage from the surrounding neighborhood in hopes of spotting anything suspicious. Barry Sherman was known for his complex web of business dealings and wasn't afraid of legal confrontation. On the very day he was last seen alive, Sherman filed a lawsuit against someone he claimed had scammed him out of a $150,000 investment. Sherman was also known to loan money to friends and relatives and invest in various businesses. These financial entanglements painted a picture of a man who, despite his wealth, was deeply involved in numerous potentially contentious situations. On the 4th anniversary of the murders, police released a video that sent shockwaves through the case. The footage showed a shadowy figure walking on snow-covered sidewalks in the Shermans' neighborhood.
This individual is a suspect in our investigation. We are asking for the public's help to identify them.
The suspect appeared to be between 5'6" inches and 5'9" inches tall, with a distinctive gait that involved kicking up their right heel while walking. 5 years on, the Sherman children continue to grapple with the loss of their parents and the lack of closure. In an attempt to process her grief, Alex even released an album of music, channeling her pain into art.
My heart is broken, my loss is immeasurable. We miss their guidance, love, and wisdom.
I hope for the day when I make this payment, as it will finally allow for healing.
As we wrap up this exploration of the Sherman case, I can't help but feel a mix of frustration and hope. Frustration at the lack of answers, but hope that the truth will eventually come to light. The $35 million reward stands as a beacon, calling out for someone, anyone, to come forward with the crucial piece of information that could crack this case wide open. If you have any information, no matter how small it might seem, please contact the Toronto Police Service. As always, thanks for watching. And remember, every unsolved case is just one tip away from being solved.